Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's installment of Dads on Wrestling. I'm the Renegade of Wrestling, J.J. Williams.
I am Jeff Meacham.
And we are going to present our own fantasy companies.
Yes. Talked about this on RSI last week. Talked about this all through last week, pretty much, really.
It's been hyped quite a bit.
Yes.
Big thank you to the gentleman that suggested this to us. And like I said, it started out as an after the bell question about if you could take a wrestler from each era, start a company with, who would you pick? And I just expanded it. The creative juices got going one day and was like, we catch a lot of shit around here.
We really do.
For feeling like we know more than what we really do.
Yep.
So I figured this would be a good way to kind of show y'all what we would do if we were put into a position of power.
Yes.
If we had Ted Turner's bank book, essentially, without all of the politics that come with a corporate business.
What doesn't happen.
What would we do? Yeah. And I basically made this challenge out to everybody in the Casa de 18 studios. Statboy, AA, and Jade declined it. And the task was this. Select 50 wrestlers. 10 people for your main event scene. 10 women, 10 tag teams, 10 undercards, 50 wrestlers total.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, you could hire up to an additional 25 guys or girls, no more than 25, to have your referees, your trainers, your agents, your managers, valets, commissioner, general manager, whatever you wanted, odds and ends. And me and Jeff were the only ones that were up to this task.
Yep. Damn shame.
This was, like I said, this was supposed to be channel-wide. It was going to be an After the Bell, a Renegade, an RSI, a Statboy Rants, and a Double Down with AA. But since the other three didn't think they could do it as successfully as we could, ended up being a dad's regular programming this week, as always.
And I thought about it like this, Jay. Once we get this out there to the public, I'm going to post pictures. I'm going to post my roster on my business page and let people comment in that folder about what people think would happen if we really did this. Just get some comments.
I just might go ahead
besides the feedback.
Let's not do it on the business page. Let's put it on our fan pages.
Okay, that makes sense.
So on the Jeff Meacham fan page,
just give the fan page some more traffic.
Exactly. On the Renegade of Wrestling J.J. Williams fan page, our rosters will be posted.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to see what the finished project of this comes out, because a lot of you guys have also complained about editing on our show. This is probably going to be the most produced episode we've shot, because pictures you're speaking of, the pictures I'm speaking of, are going to be hopefully spliced into this episode so that you can see the people that we're talking about, for those of whom we picked that you may not be familiar with. And so, if for some reason shit happens and we don't get them spliced in, they'll definitely be on our fan pages.
Yep.
Jeff?
I will start because it's your challenge. I'll let you back clean up, if you will.
Okay.
All right. For my referee roster.
So we're going to take care of the lesser important people, as it were, first.
I don't want to call them that, but at the end of the day.
The additional hands.
Additional hands, yes. We found that we pretty much had the same referee roster, except for the ladies, because we each picked a different lady referee. So, but we'll go. I just totally busted you out there. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you did.
I did. That's okay. That's okay.
Try not to bust me out anymore, there, Jeff.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But that's okay. I kind of went there and tweaked mine a little bit, so we'll see how it ends up turning out. I went with Brian Hebner, the son of legendary referee Earl Hebner, who's also on my list. We'll go ahead and throw that up there right now.
Okay.
Try to do this slow, that way the pictures can be spliced in ever so slowly. Little H, Charles Robinson, gotta have him there. He's a great referee. A local guy who, unless you watch NW Hollywood, you're not really familiar with, I'm sure, out there in internet land, but Chris Massey, a friend of ours, good guy. Another friend of ours who is actually right now training with the Team 3D Training Academy in Florida, Jay Stone, who really showed his chops as a manager too here recently with Battleground before he left to go train with the Team 3D. Another local guy and a really long-time friend of you and the core of Casa D18, if you will, Kevin Spencer.
Okay.
Long-time referee Mike Chioda. I've always liked Chioda's work. I've always liked the way he handles his business. Patrick Hernandez. XPW referee and the local guy. He's been around forever, and he's on WSX for when they were around, and he's awesome as well. Besides Earl, my head referee would probably be Rick Knox, who you guys will know as Christian's lawyer from the lawsuit episodes of SmackDown when he was trying to get one more match with Randy Orton. That was Rick Knox, the referee out here in Southern California. And for the ladies' matches, I like to have a lady referee. I'd like to see Tracy Brooks referee my ladies' matches. As far as the backstage folks, you mentioned trainers and agents in a different breath. I kind of went, they're going to be the same folks.
I pretty much did the same thing with my guys, but you know, some people may want to call them trainers, some of them may want to call them agents.
Yeah, it really,
it's tomato, tomato, potato, potato.
Right. I went with people that I feel that have a really distinct knowledge of their particular area of the business and can really contribute to my company. Adam Pearce.
Okay.
And unless we find a better picture of him, I might just end up stealing your picture if you end up using that. I don't know if you have him yet or not, but if you do have him, because my picture is, I tried to find a picture of him in a suit. He'd look professional in an agent suit. He's doing this with the belt on the table. It's like,
that's Adam!
NWA Hollywood out there. Scott Harvey or Shane, if you can get a picture of Adam in a suit for me in the next 2 minutes, that'd be super. Thanks.
Did you try his Facebook page?
I did. Oh. That's where I found that picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. Arn Anderson. One of the all-time respected greats, legendary enforcer of the Four Horsemen. Has been an agent with WWE forever. Pretty much since WWE bought WCW.
Yeah.
So I would have to definitely include him in my roster of agents and people. He's just that good. Another guy who I think would be a great role, be great in this role of backstage agent person, would be Kurt Angle.
Okay.
Kurt Angle, his time is winding down. He may end up doing the Olympics and then leave professional wrestling once and for all. I like to see him come back as an agent type person for TNA, WWE, wherever he works, but definitely Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Ricky's another guy who trains the guys in Florida, who's an agent when they come up here to WWE, and he is just awesome, and he's so well respected. I almost put Ric Flair in there too because of their classic matches, but I ended up choosing one over the other because I only had a certain amount of spots. Steve Austin.
What?
Stone Cold.
What?
Rattlesnake.
What?
Toughest SOB in WWE.
What?
Exactly.
Okay. Now we've got the bullshit over.
Yeah, exactly.
Slightly off topic here. Fuck you to all the idiots out there a couple weeks ago that were wanting The Undertaker.
Seriously!
Go ahead.
Steve Austin. Again, another guy who has done it all and would be a great person in that role. I know he did a little bit of that kind of like off unofficially when he was coming back in 2003 and 2004. I'd like to see him do more of it. And I have two lady agents.
Okay.
One for more of the in-ring wrestling performance and transition from diva to wrestler, and that's Trish Stratus. And one who can talk a blue streak like nobody I've ever seen as far as women wrestlers go, or women people, and that's Tammy Sitch.
Okay.
So I definitely have her. My announce team, including ring announcer Lillian Garcia. Gotta have her because
I didn't think about a ring announcer. Luckily, I still have one spot open.
There you go. Because then Lillian can sing the Star Spangled Banner for me before every show. But my announce team at ringside on color will be I'll have a 3-man team. 2 colors, 1 play-by-play.
Yeah, I've only got a 2-man team, so I'm going to be curious to see what you got here.
James Morgan.
Okay.
And William Regal as my color commentators.
Okay.
And if you watch NXT, you know why I put Regal on the commentary team, folks. He was voted the best announcer last year by WWE Magazine. Throwing that out there.
Because William Regal's fucking awesome.
And my play-by-play guy, a guy who should have a job still but doesn't want it. He likes doing WWE.com now. Joey Styles, baby.
Okay.
Yes. My general manager, my authority figure besides me, because I won't be on camera. I'm not one of my 75, because I'll be running the company at the end of the day, so I didn't put myself as
You
one of them.
don't want to be a Vinnie Mac type of on-air figure.
No, I'm all kinds of good on that. Teddy Long. I want Teddy Long being my general manager, or my authority figure, whatever we're going to call it.
You want to call it, okay.
My creative team, I kept it really simple, really narrow, really small. 3 people. Okay. Eric Bischoff, Jim Cornette, and Paul Heyman.
Okay.
3 of the greatest minds in the history of the business.
I just want to go ahead and throw out here, I'm seeing a lot of similarities, but I'm still seeing a ton of differences too. So
okay.
So this should be very interesting when I unearth my roster because
all right, now
it really will prove how great minds think alike when it comes to certain things.
Really true.
Go ahead.
All right, now I mentioned Tracy Brooks would be our lady referee.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my roster of ladies.
Okay.
Not knockouts, not divas, women's wrestlers.
Good, because I've got that too.
Yes, I do have a couple of current divas, but they're gonna wrestle. Damn it.
Yes, because
they're not gonna fart on the way to the ring or in the ring. They're not gonna have a whole bunch of photo shoots, although I will do that every once in a while. But seriously, I've got Allison Danger.
Okay.
I've got Beth Phoenix. Okay. Buggy. Gail Kim. Our girl Lucky O'Shea. Mickey James. Natalia. And, I have her under one name. I'm going to change her right now because I don't like her being called this. Victoria.
Okay.
Tara Calloway I have also. No, there's not 2 Taras. And Winter. Katie Lee Burchill. Whatever you want to call her this week. I have her. Those are my 10 girls. Okay. That's what I'm going to have, damn it.
That's a very, very interesting roster.
I have a feeling you have the same people, Uncle Jay. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway.
I think we've got like 1 difference.
Maybe. Now, for my upper to mid carders, shall we call them, because I know you told me you did a whole different approach to your non-main eventers. And I will not bust you out on that. I'll let you reveal that to the world.
Thank you.
But I have guys who I think should be in the definitely upper mid card, and then on the cusp every now and then of getting a world championship match.
Okay.
Austin Aries.
Okay.
Bobby Roode has already been a world champion, so has Austin Aries, truth be told. But both those guys have not had a lengthy run as far as being a credible world champion. Austin Aries was a 2-time Ring of Honor champion, and we haven't seen him be on the main stage as a world champion. I'd like to see that eventually, but he can do that for me once he gets out of the upper to mid card. Bobby Roode, the TNA champion. I don't buy him as the champion. I never have since Bound for Glory, whenever he thought we won it. That's long after.
Since the botch.
Since the botch, exactly. They ruined it. They ruined him for me with the whole Bound for Glory series botch. It was over.
Okay. Chris
Daniels. A guy who, let me throw out there for the record, I'm not going to have a whole bunch of, I'm going to be a lot like Ring of Honor in the early days. Not so much heels and faces, but a code of honor type thing, just, really just, everybody's going to go out there and just wrestle. Chris Daniels is going to be on my list. One of 4 WWE guys on my mid-card. Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
No mask, just Cody Rhodes.
Now, just for clarification, are we talking like legacy Cody Rhodes? Are we talking dashing Cody Rhodes? Are we talking Cody when he debuted with hardcore Cody Rhodes?
I'm talking current Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the Intercontinental Champion type Cody Rhodes. He may even be my top mid-carder.
Okay.
He's that awesome. Frankie.
Okay.
Frankie doesn't get near enough TV time on Impact. Frankie doesn't get near enough time, period, to show what he can do. I would give him that opportunity if I had my druthers.
Address him full name because they're not used to him.
Frankie on
Frankie
Impact. Kazarian.
Thank you. They're used to
Kaz or Kazarian. Yeah,
Frankie. They don't know him as Frankie like we do.
That's fail. Jack Evans. What can I say about Jack? He's my son's godfather. He's one of our all-time favorites in the Meacham family, and he can do stuff that will make you have to pick your jaw off the floor every single move he does.
Okay.
And he definitely belongs on my team. Another Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger is one of those guys who is definitely a great upper mid-card guy, former world champion, but I've got guys on my top 10 world champions that I just didn't have room for Jack, so I put him in my upper mid-card. That way he would get a spot. I did want him on my team for sure. Joe Henning. Not Michael McGillicuddy, not Mr. Perfect Jr., just Joe Henning.
Just Joe?
No, not just Joe either. Not just Joe. Oh, Joe.
Who remembers that
Joe
other than Jeff?
Joe
Who
Legend,
remembers
baby.
that?
Yep.
Just Joe.
TNA guy also. He's in there. Low Key. Low Key hasn't been on the main scene as of recently, but he definitely should be.
Okay.
Definitely should be. And I think my final guy, I had to go off the page for a second. Yes. Ted DiBiase Jr.
Okay.
DiBiase Posse will be in effect on my team. Then you've got my tag teams. Let's see. One official current WWE tag team over there.
Okay.
The American Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. I put these guys in here for two reasons. One, because they're a great tag team, former Ring of Honor tag team champions, and two, if I need them, I can pull them and have them be single stars too. Every now and then.
Okay.
They're awesome, both of them. Former Ring of Honor champion. Davey's a current Ring of Honor champion, Eddie's the man he beat. Our buddies, the Black Knights, Sean and Sam.
Okay.
On the cusp of greatness, no question about that. And they will definitely have a huge spot in my company if I end up getting this ever happening.
Which we won't.
Let's be real. Let's be real. But if it does happen, if I'm in charge of a book, they get a spot.
Okay.
The Briscoe brothers, not Jack and Jerry, because well, Jack's dead and Jerry had a stroke. Jay and Mark. If they end up showing up for their booking, then I will have them on my spot, on my roster, because they are just awesome. Okay. Multi-time, arguably the most recognized Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. The Hart Dynasty. And I remember you said they have to be currently active wrestlers to fit on my roster.
Yeah.
Harry is still active.
I know, he's in Ring Ka King.
Ring Ka King. So
he is one half of the Ring Ka King Tag Team Champions, even though I don't think that episode's aired yet.
No, I don't think
him and Chavo Guerrero.
Seriously, Chavo?
Yep.
Wow.
Chavo
awesome.
Jr. and Baby Bulldog are the Ring Ka King Tag Team Champions.
Interesting. Okay, well, there you have it. But the Hart Dynasty, I put him and Tyson back together.
Okay.
And make them one of my focal points for sure. Not Antonio Cesaro or Cassius.
Oh no!
Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli.
Hey!
The King. They were my first draft as the Kings of Wrestling. They belong on my team.
Mine too.
Okay, see.
Number round draft pick.
Yes.
I'll go ahead and give that one away, and I'll touch into them when I get my turn. But yes, number one draft pick, Kings of Wrestling.
I picked them above everybody on the entire page here, you see. They were first. Damn it. The Motor City Machine Guns. Again, once Chris gets healthy, they are a formidable tag team. They will be something to be watched in TNA again when they get back together, and I want them on my squad. No question about that. The Rock Nest Monsters. I kind of was going back and forth on Johnny and Johnny, but Johnny Yuma, Johnny Good Time. But they're such crowd pleasers. They really get the crowd energized, and I really had to throw them on my roster because they will definitely bring a energy that no other team on my roster, I believe, even has. And that's just the honest to God's truth. Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. I think that they have not reached their full potential and not been shown their full potential. But they can.
Okay.
And they would with me. Charlie Haas, Shelton Benjamin, the wrestling's greatest tag team. The former Ring of Honor tag team champions, also former WWE tag team champions. They say they are. They're one of wrestling's greatest tag teams, and they belong on anybody's tag team roster, including yours truly. And finally for the tags, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, Generation Me, whatever you want to call them this week. I call them the Young Bucks. That's how I remember them.
Yes.
That's how I managed against them when I managed Teddy Hart. Right. As heels, got to be bad guys. Had to be heels. Have to do it. That's my tag roster. Now we move on to the main event. I'm going to go from... I'll just do it in order, alphabetical order, whatever. AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. He could be in a cruiserweight division. He could be an X division wrestler. He could be anything, but he definitely belongs in a main event spot.
Okay.
Bryan Danielson, no explanation needed. CM Punk, no explanation needed. Colt Cabana. People will kind of crap on me, I think, for this one because Colt is a comedy guy at the end of the day. He is a formidable wrestler, but he is a comedy guy. But I think that if he tones it down a little bit and turns up the high-octane energy as far as the seriousness, he can go. Dolph Ziggler. My top heel. Drew, you do it.
Drew McIntyre.
That's for Jade. Drew is a guy that I will rescue from obscurity and get out of the SmackDown jobber roster.
Take him away from the job squad.
Seriously. Pin me, pay me. And put him in my Elite 10. Mikey O'Shea. My only indie guy, not WWE, TNA, or Ring of Honor. My only actual indie guy. And he's from SoCal. And he's our buddy. And he went with you to the house show the other day. And he had a good time, I'm sure. Mikey is awesome. He can be either. I prefer him as a monster heel, though, just because he would tear it up. Roderick Strong.
Okay.
Roderick gets a spot because he's so badass. He took my pregnant girlfriend at the time and wheeled him into Jack Evans. He's that badass.
Hashtag heel.
Hashtag heel, that's right. Samoa Joe. What can you say about Joe? Joe is going to kill you. Joe is going to dominate anything and everything in his path, and he would in a main event spot for my company.
Huh?
Last but not least on my roster, the man from England, the bare-knuckle fighter himself, Wade Barrett.
All right.
Now, I saw your facial expressions every time I mentioned somebody. We're going to have a lot of similarities on our list, I do believe. So
We are going to have a lot of similarities in our list, and we are going to get to that right now.
I'm excited about yours. I really am, because this is your baby. This is your brainchild. I'm curious what's about to happen here.
All right. You started with referees, correct?
I did, sir.
All right. So I'm going to go the same path. I will start with referees, and as you already busted out,
I did.
We pretty much got all the same except for the woman.
Yes.
I'll just run through them all again real quickly. Charles Robinson, Little Nate, as you said. No real explanation needed. He's always been a really good cut and dry referee.
Yes.
As Mike Chioda also has been.
Yeah, Charles had a brief little heel run with Flair, but other than that, that was... Yeah.
Earl and Brian Hebner.
Yes.
Chris Massey. Good buddy Kevin Spencer. Patrick Hernandez. Rick Knox. Jay Stone. All of which you already named. Now, my Divas referee, I'm going to go ahead and give this... I was originally going to go with Jacqueline.
Mm-hmm.
Because she did, at one point, referee matches for the WWE. I just could not find a suitable picture of her in referee attire.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to find, from a glorious episode of Superstars, Maria Kanellis.
Ah, that's right, she did referee.
And watching her come to the ring in that outfit on a regular basis is a good day for anyone, Tater.
This is very true.
So Maria Kanellis is my Divas referee.
All right. Women's referee. Women's
yes.
referee.
Women's.
Yes.
Because I do have women wrestlers.
Yes.
My agents/trainers. Now, granted, I thought of them more in the trainer role in helping bring along the talent and teaching new things to my guys that they may not have thought of before. But the term agent, because agents also help book the match and plan the match. So these people could definitely work for all those spots.
Right.
Rey Mysterio. I think that he's got enough knowledge in the cruiserweight and lucha styles that he could be an excellent teacher. Plus, get him out of the ring. Forget about our hatred for Ray for a second. The man has had at least 5 surgeries on the same knee.
Yep.
It's time for him to just take a step back, paint it up, fully let his body recuperate.
Yeah.
Pass on that wealth of knowledge that he's got to a younger generation.
Agreed.
William Regal.
Okay.
Again, teach the European style. He's got great mat and technical ability. He's got the knowledge of the European style. Share that with the guys. Yoshihiro Tajiri. Thought would be a great person to teach the Japanese style.
Yes, I see where you're going with your Asian
Plus,
roster.
again, he's cruiserweight. He can help out Rey Mysterio with the cruiserweights and teach some of the heavyweights some of that hard-hitting Japanese style.
Mm-hmm.
I always had a fantasy match that I wanted to see of Tajiri versus Low-Ki. And the match could be nothing but 10 minutes worth of kicks. And it would be match of the year.
Kind of like the Brian Danielson headlock challenge at WG that one.
Page out of your playbook, Kurt Angle.
Yes.
For God's sakes, he's an Olympic gold medalist.
Yes,
Who better to teach standard mat wrestling than Kurt Angle? And you pair him with Regal.
Yeah.
Seriously, think about it, guys.
It is a damn shame that a guy we can't pick because he's passed on was not available. Because, oh my God, can you imagine Angle and Benoit on the same training team? Oh my God.
And Regal.
And yeah, seriously, all 3 of them. Oh my God.
And the last person I picked as a trainer agent is Karma.
Didn't think about Kia. Okay.
I seriously was thinking about having Karma, Colin, whatever you want to call her, in my women's division. But at the end of the day, who the fuck could beat her?
Exactly.
If you booked Colin the way Colin deserves to be booked, no diva, women's wrestler, past or present, dare I say, except for maybe Moolah/Spider Lady,
Yeah.
could freaking pull off a victory over Colin.
No.
So put her behind the scenes working with these broads. Any of them that you could question or argue as being diva-esque, she'd whip them bitches into shape.
Very true. Very true.
My commissioner. I went commissioner route instead of general manager route.
I know who you picked then, I bet you.
Mick Foley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who better than Foley?
There's only
Seriously.
one WWF commissioner that really... I mean, Regal was good. Regal was a great commissioner, but Foley was the man.
Who better than Foley to have as your commissioner? I mean, seriously. He can be serious and funny all at the same time.
That's very true.
My booking team.
Creative. Okay, here we go.
Yes, creative. I have more guys than you.
But you have...
But we have the same guys. Eric Bischoff. Who can argue what he did to the little engine that could back in the early 90s? He turned WCW around. Granted, it may have, at the end of the day, been one angle, but that angle made money. And I'm willing to bet that in the back of his brain, he's got some more great ideas just waiting to be unleashed, and I think my creative team would help unearth those ideas. Jim Cornette. Okay, again, you already touched on him. The man helped make half of the WWE roster because of running OVW.
Yep.
Paul Heyman, the mad scientist of ECW. Vince Russo. And I know I'm going to catch some shit here for this, but when he was contained,
Yeah, okay.
he was good.
Yeah.
Think about what he did in WWE before he left to go to WCW.
Alright.
Virtually any angle he wrote was gold. And as long as you can contain the Savage Beast, again, just like Bischoff, I'm sure he's got some great ideas.
Okay.
And you put Vince with Jim and Paul and Eric. Right there you've got a little melting pot, a witch's brew, if you will, of potential.
It's a good thing it's fantasy because Jim Cornette would rip Vince Russo's head off.
I know he would. That's, like you said, that's why it's fantasy.
Fantasy.
Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Ah, okay. So you're going to put 5 jobs in the same room.
Yes.
All right.
Fuck WWE Legends House. Let's videotape this shit.
Booking meeting, episode 1.
Roddy Piper has got quite possibly the greatest gift to gab ever.
Yes.
Not only can he be Booker, he can also help in teaching kids the art of a promo.
Put him in your agent's department too.
My commentators. I've only got a 2-man team. Joey Styles.
See?
And local commentator Excalibur.
Ooh, that's an interesting team.
Yeah, it is.
Rent PWG buy them.
Yeah.
Buy PWG DVDs and listen for Excalibur's commentary with Top Gun Talwar, and make sure you're at least partially stoned, because that's just the best right there. I've never been stoned during the commentaries, but I think you should be.
Yeah.
Now you have room for one more. Do you want to put a ring announcer before you go on?
I've got one on here that I'm not going to touch on. It's a manager. I'll wait till I get to her charges to cover.
Okay.
I am going to go ahead and throw a ring announcer in there. It is not going to be Lillian Garcia, though. It's going to be our good buddy, Angelo Trinidad.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because the man has got a great ring announcing voice, and just like Lillian, he can sing the national anthem or America the Beautiful and all the big shows.
All right.
Now, I'm going to jump into my tag division first.
Okay, so you have a manager person you're leaving out.
I'm going to leave my manager person until I get to her charges.
Okay, all right.
Kings of Wrestling. Like I said, #1 draft pick.
Has to be.
Main reason I'm drafting them is because I know WWE is going to fuck them up.
Oh, yeah.
They already have by changing their names.
Oh, no.
Motor City Machine Guns.
I can never do it as well as you can, but I'll go ahead and try. There you go.
Sabin and Shelley.
Yes.
Need I say more?
Great. One of the great tag teams coming to PWG, too. Whenever they came into our territory, they always tore it up, man. They love it out here.
The American Wolves. Eddie and Davey. You know, again, need I say more?
Yeah.
He kind of said it all. We're just going to be repeating words here. The Young Bucks.
I'm not doing that pose. I'm good. Yeah.
And they must come out with Bop. They cannot use any other song. That song generates such a response, either positive or negative, from the fans that they have to keep that as their theme song.
Go to a Gorilla show circa 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, and watch the Bucks come out to Bop and just watch the hatred flow through the building.
Wrestling's greatest tag team. Haas and Benjamin. I almost went ahead and just called them the world's greatest tag team.
Right.
Because, you know, that I don't care what name they go by. That's forever what they'll be to me. Whether it's Team Angle, Wrestling's greatest tag team, they'll always just be the world's greatest tag team to me.
Yep.
Rock Nest Monsters. Yes. You said them too, I know.
I did.
Again, you know, they're such crowd favorites. I could see them having great matches with anybody on my roster.
Rock Nest Monsters versus the Bucks.
There you go.
Make it happen. NWA make it happen. How about that?
The Black Knights.
What?
Yes. Sam and Sean, good buddies, great tag team. Like you said, on the cusp of something very, very special.
Yes.
And I pray to God that I am there the day that they realize their full potential and become tag team champions.
They were Battlegrounds Tag Team of the Year last year without even holding the belts.
Now we're finally going to get to a couple teams. We
haven't done it. All right, here we go. All right.
Team #1, Strong Style Thugs.
That's NWA Tag Team Champions, right?
No.
Former champions?
No. Completely different team.
Okay.
Strong Style Thugs, B-Boy and Homicide.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
For PWG Tag Team Champions.
There you go, baby.
Yes.
B-Boy and Homicide.
B-Boy.
If you don't know about B-Boy, Google him. Former CZW champion, competed in Ring of Honor, Jersey All-Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions with Homicide. Homicide, of course, y'all know from his run in TNA, LAX.
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Ring of Honor World Champion. But they were an awesome tag team back in the day. Both men are still active in the business.
Yes, they are.
With even more wrestling knowledge now than they had back then, which means
like 10 years
even
ago,
more devastation and ass kicking. I mean, Seriously, Strong Style Thugs versus Haas and Benjamin.
Oh. Any of those teams you mentioned.
Yeah.
And if you don't know B-Boy, ask my son. He'll tell you a song at least.
Anchors Away. Anchors Away have quickly become one of my favorite tag teams on the indie circuit. They just have got a great gimmick, and they're heels. You would think they would be baby faces with a military gimmick, especially considering all of the, sympathy and everything post 9/11. But no, they're the complete opposite. They are heels, and I like the way they run as heels. So I would definitely keep them that way for the time being, with the potential babyface turn around the corner.
Okay.
But Anchors Away, I think, are really, really solid in their abilities, and again, could finally reach some serious potential with the company they're keeping.
Yeah.
And the last team in my tag team division are, gotta do this right, Silverhawk Radicals.
Yes.
Ray Rosas and Lucha Machine, baby.
I can't remember.
Hold on, I gotta do this right. Ray Rosas and Lucha Machine.
There you go.
V1.
Don't let Buster himself.
Again, awesome lucha tag team.
Yes.
Very, very high flying. Very, very
Yes.
entertaining. Seen them in Santino Brothers camp. Seen them at Battleground. They wrestle for Legion Championship Wrestling.
Yes, they do.
Ray is on NWA Hollywood.
And
Great.
They make a mean chaos and Matt Hardy too.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they
Great,
do.
great tag team. That is my tag team division.
There you go. That you know what? I applaud that. That's different from mine, but it's still freaking epic right there.
Women's division.
Here we go. This will be good.
Beth Phoenix.
Of course.
The Glamazon. Need I say more?
Yes.
Natalia.
Yeah.
Non-farting.
Please.
Member of the Hart family.
Yes.
Need I say more? Gail Kim. The little Canadian Asian that WWE said that she couldn't draw or do anything, that is currently, as we are filming this, not only the Knockouts champion, but half the Knockout Tag Team champion, which at the end of the day I believe is just Dixie's big old fuck you to Vince.
Yep.
She has got it. She's got great ability, and definitely an asset to any women's division.
She is the champion for the better roster of the two women's, as far as WWE and TNA. So it can be argued she's the best women's wrestler in the world right now, arguably.
Mickie James.
There you go.
Hardcore country herself.
Yep.
Victoria.
Exactly. Victoria.
And I would book her early Psycho Victoria.
Yes.
Complete with
Yes.
the tattoo, all the things she said, theme
Yes.
song.
Yes. Resurrect that song, man. I miss that song.
Winter, Katie Lee, your beautiful Nightmare Katarina, however you want to call her this week, like you said.
The Wild World Champion.
Winter.
I almost even put Wild as our women's division in my company. It was like, I just want to do my own thing, kind of, I really did.
A couple of indie darlings that you also touched on. Lucky O'Shea, our BFF, if you will.
Yes, our
your
ginger
little
BF.
sister.
Yes.
Buggy, the beautiful and talented, and did I mention beautiful?
So wait, if I give him, would that make Mikey my little brother?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's wrong. Anyway, go ahead.
Alice in Danger.
Yes. Yes.
Now we get to the one person that we differ on.
Okay, so who did I have that you didn't? I'm trying to remember.
You had
Wake up.
Tara Calloway.
Tara Calloway, that's right. Okay.
And
Sorry, Tara.
I don't. Nothing against Tara. I love you.
But you
But
have.
I am booking Shaul Guerrero.
I think I know where you're going with your manager thing. Then. I'm gonna guess. Let me guess. Vicky Guerrero's your manager person.
Very good.
There we go. See, Vicky managing your own daughter. That's freaking awesome, dude. I love that booking. That's great. And I'm not seeing Shaw work, so I don't know. It's not reason she's not on my list. Because I'd like to see Shaw and Vicky as a mother-daughter manager talent thing. I just don't know. I haven't seen Shaw work, so I don't know.
I've seen a couple of her FCW matches because I was going through the FCW YouTube page to try and find pictures for our title histories and stuff.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yes, she has some work to do.
Yeah.
She is by and far, not ready for the main stage.
Right.
But when you figure you've got Karma as her trainer, when you figure you've got the Lucha, European, and Japanese styles being trained by Mysterio, Regal, and Tajiri respectively, and you figure everybody else in her division, it would be hard for her to have a bad match.
Plus, Mommy being there to anchor her in if she gets a little too big-handed, if you will.
Exactly. Now we're going to go to my mid-card.
Aha, okay.
And my mid-card, I completely went a different approach, and I went Cruiserweight/X Division.
Which essentially is the same thing now because Bischoff put a freaking weight division on the X Division, so...
Yeah. AJ Styles.
Really?
Phenomenal one.
Not in your main event, huh?
He's always been the type of guy that can cross over, but I think that with some of the guys that I've got in my Cruiserweight/X Division, I need a seasoned vet that can help anchor the division down.
That makes sense.
And AJ Styles is one of the perfect guys to pull.
Pioneer of the X Division, as they call him.
Famous B.
There you
Our
go.
good buddy.
Famous B.
Famous B.
I'm going to get so much flack for my main and mid card because I didn't pick any friends hardly. So.
We know B. We know he's a high-flying entertainer.
Yes.
I wish that he was in Gorilla back in the days when they had the TNA connection, because I'd have loved to have seen AJ B, Daniels B, Frankie B, PD B, etc., etc., etc. Sabin and Shelley could still, in theory, happen because the guns pop in on occasion there.
All right.
But Joe B. I think B.
I don't know. I don't know about Joe. I think Joe would eat beef for breakfast, to be a perfect
Maybe, but that was back when Joe was still doing the X Division thing.
True. Yeah.
Joe is very impressive in that division. He always has been.
Very true. Very true.
Matt Sydal.
Yeah, not Evan
Bourne, the pothead.
Evan Bourne.
Matt Sydal.
Evan Bourne's a troublemaker.
Same guy. Look at his matches. You've seen him on the main stage. You know what he can do. But use him under the Matt Sydal gimmick so that he does not have the WWE boundaries that he has right now.
Yeah, YouTube some of his ROH and WSX stuff. Matt Sydal is far and above Evan Bourne.
Justin Gabriel.
Ooh, good one. I like that one.
Justin Gabriel is one of the few main roster guys that I've got in my division here.
Yeah.
And I can't say enough about him. Former Florida heavyweight champion in FCW, multi-time tag champion with Heath Slater.
Should have been a U.S. champion in the Elimination Chamber.
Great wrestler.
Yep.
Tyson Kidd. Tyson Kidd is great cruiserweight, great mat-based wrestler, awesome talent to have in any division. And you're probably wondering, you noticed that I did not have the Dynasty.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Tag division.
Because I was going to ask you, are you going to have Natty manage Tyson next since she's in the women's division, or?
Maybe, we'll see what happens. Could always maybe build to something like that with storylines. There's a few women here that could end up managing some of the other guys and doubling or whatnot.
Never know.
You never know what is going on in my head.
Scary place to be, ladies and gentlemen.
Low key. Not Senshi, not Caval. One of the most hardest hitting, hardest kicking Godfather of the X Division along with AJ. So I think they could definitely help anchor the division down and bring some of these other guys a little bit greener to prominence.
Makes sense to me.
Frankie the Future Kazarian.
Yeah.
Another great
X-Division vet.
great, Cruiserweight/X Division wrestler, former UPW lightweight champion, former PWG heavyweight champion before it was a World Heavyweight Championship.
That's right.
Original member of Evolution.
Yeah, not the WWE version though.
Yes, prior to the WWE's Evolution, UPW had Evolution with Frankie, Nova, and Looney Lane.
Yeah, that's okay. I managed a team called Legacy, part of High Society, before WWE even thought of the name up. So,
But Frankie Kazarian would be a great asset again to any lightweight/cruiserweight division.
Absolutely.
El Generico.
Really?
Really?
I love Generico Ginger Pride and all that, but I'm not sure about that one.
Former Ring of Honor television champion.
I know.
Former Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Heavyweight Champion. Tag Team Champion in Ring of Honor with Kevin Steen.
Tag Team Champion PWG.
Yeah.
I know the accolades.
Great high-flying cruiserweight. Yes, he's a bit of a comedy wrestler, but correct me if I'm wrong. You had Colt Boom Boom Cabana.
But I also said if he toned down the comedy act a little bit and focused on the more serious stuff, it'd be great. Generico, there's no toning down, man. Generico is a comedy act by nature, by name alone, the generic luchador.
Exactly. He is a great luchador, though. I mean, can you imagine Famous B versus El Generico?
Yes, I can.
Would that not be a sick match?
I think it would be.
Would you not pay money to see it?
On the undercard, yeah, but not in the main event, like you said.
Obviously,
yeah,
this is my undercard.
Exactly.
You know? So, El Generico.
Alright.
T.J. Perkins.
Who could, we could put lucky, very good, very good.
T.J. Perkins, whether he wrestles as T.J. Perkins or whether he wrestles under his mask as Puma, he is an awesome talent.
Yes.
Some of you have seen Puma on the main stage. He was in TNA for a cup of coffee. He's currently in Ring of Honor as TJ.
Yes.
Was on like one episode of NWA Hollywood, yet he's still in the opening for some reason.
Mr. Marquez.
TJ Perkins, though. TJ Generico.
Yeah.
And my last cruiserweight / X Division guy, Chris Cadillac.
Very good. A lot of you don't know who Chris Cadillac. Most of you know who Chris Cadillac is, unfortunately.
Chris Cadillac, I had no idea who he was until he came through the curtain at Mach 1 Wrestling one week.
Yep.
And I've been a fan of his ever since.
Chris is awesome.
He is awesome, yes. Chris is awesome. It's like the old hero shirt.
I was going to say hero shirt.
Chris Cadillac is awesome. He's very, very, very... He's just got a lot of potential and promise.
Very underrated.
Yes, very underrated, thank you. I was trying to find the right word. Very underrated. He's got a ton of untapped potential.
Yes.
Just like with the Knights. Just like with Shaul Guerrero.
Anchors away.
I am a company about making people. And when you anchor your company down with established people like an AJ or a Low Key or a Kings of Wrestling or Beth Phoenix, you're destined to have an awesome division.
Now let me ask you this, since we're moving to the main event.
Yes.
Is he in your main event?
No, he's not.
Okay. Throw it out there.
Number 1 draft pick to my main event picture would probably be any number 1 draft pick for any person after June of last year.
Aha!
CM Punk. The straight edge savior himself.
And again, like I said, no affiliation.
Pipe bomb aplenty.
Yes.
I would, however, request that he go back to more of his look from his ROH days. With the fight shorts.
Yes.
And the longer hair.
We were all hoping for that when he dropped the pipe bomb and came back as WWE champion after he'd gone. And
he comes out with them sometimes to cut promos, but he doesn't wrestle.
I know.
But I would request that Punk go back to that look.
Yes.
But with the same passion and pipe bomb as attitude of today's Punk.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Number 2 draft pick, Dolph Ziggler.
Really? Not Brian? Okay. Go ahead.
Dolph Ziggler, has been world champion, albeit for a cup of coffee. Should be champion by the end of this year.
Yep.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Dolph Ziggler will have one of the 2 big belts by the end of the year. You heard it here first. Ton of potential. Ton of untapped potential. And again, Vicky Guerrero.
Aha! Yes.
Comes in, and now she's not only managing her daughter, she's still aligned with Dolph. Could Dolph end up trying to get with Shaul?
That's wrong.
What would Vicky think if Dolph tried to get with Shaul?
Shaul's like what?
Storylines aplenty.
Shaul's like what, 12? Seriously.
Brian Danielson.
There you go. Thank you. I was going to say, when's Brian coming?
Brian is on here, most definitely.
All right. Now, Brian Danielson.
Yes, not Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I want to see the cattle mutilation.
Yes. bring it out on Sheamus. Can you imagine that poor white pasty skin getting cow mutilation? Oh my God!
It'll be red by the end of the night.
Yeah, seriously.
Drew McIntyre.
This roster sounds familiar.
It does, but there's a couple of differences.
Okay.
Drew McIntyre, like you said, he is awesome. I'd take him out of the job squad and make him at least #1 contender, if not first champion.
Yep.
He would definitely be high on the totem pole, if you will.
Yes, as he should be.
Mikey O'Shea.
You put Mikey too?
I did. Now wait till you see who he's above. God damn it.
Keep rolling. I will answer the bat phone. Da-da-da.
Mikey O'Shea, as Jeff has said, good friend of ours. Awesome big man. One of the best big men in indie wrestling at this point, if I do say so myself. Shout out to you, Mikey. Samoa Joe. Mikey O'Shea is above Samoa Joe.
See, I find that interesting. I had him up there too. Mine's alphabetical order.
Yeah, mine isn't.
I know. Hey, yours is just kind of there. Very much like Jay, no particular order, if you will.
Well, I left them in this order because this is the order I thought of them in for the division.
Okay.
So it's pretty much #1 draft pick, #2, #3, #4.
Yeah,
Mikey O'Shea got drafted above Samoa Joe because Joe still has more to give. TNA hasn't used them as best he could, but he's reached the mountaintop.
Yes.
Mikey has not.
Brief though it was, he was there.
And could you imagine Mikey and Joe as a monster heel team?
I think my people's just dialing in a little bit.
Samoa Joe.
I think I need to tell Jay. No.
Samoa Joe, though,
yes.
I mean, what more can be said about Joe?
Yeah. Joe's gonna kill you.
Colt Cabana.
There, see, you give me crap for Colt. Yeah.
Only because you were giving me crap for Generico. It's like they're one and the same.
No.
Can you imagine them as a team?
No, God. The horror.
Colt Boom Boom Cabana, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, albeit a short run.
Well, that was all political crap.
It was,
anyway.
But that's not our place.
But we may have another run because Adam turned heel. So.
What more can we say about Colt, though? He is awesome.
Colt is great. Awesome is the word of this on this
He can
show.
be gimmicky in comedy, and he can be straight shooter.
Yes.
You gave me shit about Generico, but let us not forget the Bowl of Finals.
This is true.
Generico dropped the shtick and brawled with Steen.
Well, to be fair...
It was... Shit done went down in Reseda.
To be fair, the Generico we've seen is not the same Generico that works back east either. Generico and Steen back east, oh my God. They about killed each other, and they made sure that Reseda knew what was up.
Exactly. So that is why
I will give you that. I will give you Generico then. Okay, very good.
After Colt, I have Wade Barrett.
There you go. So far we're identical. Not in the same order, because mine's alphabetical, like I said.
Until we get to the next two.
Okay.
Wade Barrett, again, he's awesome. He's
everybody's awesome.
Underrated. They are. That's why they're on our list.
I know.
But the King of Awesome is not.
Interesting, he wasn't on your list either. I debated with him for a long time, but it's like, at the end of the day, my 10 were just so above Mike Mizanin. Again, I get crap in this house for abandoning Miz. It just got over the shtick. And I like the 10 guys I picked better. I just do.
So do I.
Yeah. For the roster. Let me make that clear.
But Wade,
But
Wade has got so much potential and is definitely a future heavyweight champion.
This year.
I hope he gets back quickly from his dislocated shoulder.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh. I was wrong, Granddad.
Next on my list is
not on my
Harry
list.
Smith.
Aha! So there's where the third member of the Hart Dynasty comes in. There we go.
That's right. I have them temporarily separated.
Temporarily.
Because, and I can go ahead and get into this now because the last person on my list doesn't fit into this, but I have them temporarily separated because if my tag division needs another solid team or two, I can put the Dynasty together and throw them in there. I can put the Second City Saints together and throw them in it.
There you go.
You know, I can put Tyson and Wade and put some of the Nexus back together, or the core, however you want to call them, and throw them in the division. And likewise, if I need some more X Division stars, I can split the machine guns and put Saban and Shelley in the division separate. I can split the Bucks and put them in there as singles.
Split the Wolves.
I can split the Kings and
put
them into either division.
Seriously.
Same with the Wolves, as you said.
Yep.
You know, I tried to be intelligent with this so that if any of my teams started to get old, I could break them up, slip them into singles, and still replace them.
There you go.
So Harry Smith is a singles, one because I don't think he really got a chance to display his true potential as a singles in WWE.
He did not, at all. No.
And the little bit of a push they were giving him before they sent him back down to Florida, I saw so much promise and potential in.
Yep.
And now he's a singles again, at least singles in that he's not with anyone Dynasty connected.
Right.
He was in the Ring King tournament for the championship before he got paired with Chavo to become the first tag champion.
Yes.
So Harry's another one that's got so much untapped potential, and when you throw him in the ring, considering he comes from the dungeon with a guy like a Punk, a Danielson, a Joe, great things are bound to happen.
Absolutely.
And my last draft pick for my main event roster, Adam fucking Pearce.
Really? Now,
I know he's on his one last ride.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I know he's probably going to be retired by the end of the year, but god damn it, if he's having his one last ride, I want it to be in my company where he can work with some of these guys. He has got history with Colt. He has got history with Punk.
Yeah.
He's probably got history I'm not sure about with Brian.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You remember,
things.
Brian and him facing the semi-finals in the NBA title tournament.
There you go.
Brian was supposed to be in the finals.
Yes.
Adam replaced him because of the detached retina. Now let me ask you this: would you bring in heel Adam? Or would you would you bring him in as an NBA champion and make? Okay.
I would have my own belt.
Well, I understand that, but would you bring an NBA champion just to prove the superiority of your belt by having to beat the NBA champion?
It's an interesting dynamic. I hadn't really thought about that.
Because at the end of the day, the NBA champion is one of the best, not the best in the world.
Yes.
I mean, we talk about best in the world over the WWE television sets right now, but Adam's still right up there too.
So that is
my
roster.
I am impressed, and I am glad we did this. This was fun. This has been a very long hour.
Yes, we thank y'all for sticking with it.
Yes.
Now, our open challenge to y'all. Load up the comment boxes.
Yes.
Not with, that's an ugly shirt, or, Jeff, you didn't shave, or whatever kind of bullshit spam you want to do.
Because granted, they're going to do that now you said that. Yeah.
Load up our comment boxes with your own company.
As well as Facebook and Twitter.
50 wrestlers, 10 main eventers, 10 undercard, mid-carders, whatever, 10 women, 10 tag teams. That's 50 wrestlers. Load up our comment boxes with no more than 25 miscellaneous other players, agents, bookers, trainers, announcers,
ring announcers,
ring announcers, commentators, managers, or valets. Yep. We are curious to see what the legions of Jeff Meacham fans and the dozens of Renegade fans can come up with in their brains.
So thank you for not saying millions, because I was not going to spell what I was talking
The only stipulation is that they must be alive and currently active in the industry.
Yep, so do your research, people.
Yes.
Please.
Go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia is your friend.
Yeah.
FCW roster, ROH roster, WWE roster, TNA roster, any other company. For you guys that are overseas, go to your favorite European companies' rosters. Tell us who from over there you might want to put in your company we don't know about.
Yeah, seriously.
Because they ain't come to stateside yet.
Nope.
Tell us.
And you know what? I'll even do this. We'll take a look. Whatever one we think is the best one, we'll come up with something to compensate you, reimburse you for.
We'll give you something out of our swag.
Out of our swag box. There you go. We'll use some of the SummerSlam swag box that was not.
We've got a ton of things in there. We're not going to tell you what it is because we want to surprise you. But whichever company we think is the best, we'll get something out of the swag box.
There you go.
So do your homework, do your research, and load up our comment boxes with your fantasy company.
All right.
For Jeff Meacham, I'm the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams.
We are the dads.
This is an long-ass Dads of Wrestling.
It is, but we had fun.
That is now in the can, and we will see you next time